All right, now we're rolling. Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about how you experience diversity while a student at UW Parkside. What kind of experiences stand out in your mind, and how did you grow in working with people of diverse backgrounds?
I would say I experienced diversity in not only the students that I met, but also in some of the professors. I had done an independent study on Met4 activation with Professor Tracy Lee, who's an Asian background. And we actually developed something of a student-teacher friendship, and I learned a lot about her and what made her actually go into teaching, what drove her in biology, and it taught me a lot about myself, about being a strong woman, about facing adversity, because oftentimes when you go through difficult situations, you can only look at it in terms of yourself, but when you hear
Right.
what other people have experienced, it helps to open you up and it gives you a different take on things. I had also met another student who was a lesbian wife and mother and had adopted a African American child, and we bonded over our love of children, over my ethnic background, her wanting to know more about me as a person, wanting to know more about the experiences that her son may potentially have in his life, and just she was very interested in me, and she had never had a close friend that was not, Caucasian, that was an African American. So I have continued that friendship with her, and she has graduated and gotten her master's from the University of Wisconsin Parkside. But that let me know that just as I'm curious about other people that are not like myself, there are people out there that don't harbor any ill feelings and are generally curious about me and what I go through and things that I like, and look for those similarities between different races as well. So I found that very interesting. And I also developed sort of a kinship with another professor of mine, Professor McWilliams. I worked in her lab as well. She is a Caucasian teacher, and she's married to an Asian American, and they have two biracial children. And we talked about, diversity in America and how it is for her daughter. And she had asked me a couple things and gotten some tips from me on, how her daughter can deal with certain situations that she was in. And she also gave me advice on going through the program that I was going through, being a woman in the program, how to stand out, how to work through difficult situations. So I met a lot of people that I could say I probably normally would have never spoken to, or, potentially they would have seen me and never spoken to me either. So I think that opened me up to, now when I see someone, I look at them as a potential friend or someone that I could potentially know, instead of saying, well, that person's different from me, there's no need for me to talk to them or associate with them in any way.